Hands up and welcome to Headbanger's Kitchen. Hi, I'm Ginger, I'm from Keto in the UK, and today I'm taking over the channel. I have been eating low carb myself for 7 years, and today we're gonna make a recipe which proved pretty popular on my YouTube channel, and today we're making it even simpler and easier because the way that I do things is I'm terrible in the kitchen, nothing like Sahil at all, but if I can do it, definitely so can you. So we're gonna simplify even more. Keto empanadas! Empanadas apparently come from a bit everywhere in the world. Bon Appetit has a recipe that is the Argentinian version. In Italy, from Sardinia, we have our own version of empanadas. So you know what? This is sort of a fusion, but essentially it's gonna give you that punch, kick, chili flavor in the beef, then all covered and enveloped in delicious pastry. I am beyond excited to do this, so let's waste no time. To make this recipe, you're gonna need, for the filling, tomato passata, diced beef steak, but you can also use beef mince if you have that available, shallots because they have less carbs than onions, salt, pepper, bell pepper diced, tallow for frying, I'll explain why in a second. For the occasion we're putting together taco mix, cayenne pepper, which is the main spice, and oregano for the Italian flavor. It's very much a mix boom done recipe, which is kinda my style. Again, I don't come from expertise in chefing and kitchening, but I started cooking when I started keto, so I had to start making food from ingredients, and again, if I can do that, I'm pretty positive that so can you. So first part, let's go on our hob, or hot plate in this case. You're likely in your kitchen, good for you. I have to rely on a hot plate, so hot plate. Because plug it in. Hot because it has to melt my tallow. Ingenious because this way you don't burn your hands. Believe me, I have many a time. Tallow in. See how waxy it is? That's the saturated fat. I almost want to move because the onions might attack me. Once your fat of choice, again, if tallow well done, is all melted, hot and ready, go in with your shallots, which have less carbs than onion, like much less carbs than onion, and retain the flavor, so win-win. Okay. I was scared. I thought the onions would have attacked me more. Let's add a pinch of salt. Turn it around, turn it around, turn it around. If in keto you ever missed onion soup, try it with shallots, because again, 2-3 grams of carbs per 100 instead of 11-15 for red onions, and you know, it might work. Okay, the onion is getting translucent, that's where we want it. Now we have the steak. This peculiarly is cheap steak. Now, when you have steak, the fattier the more expensive, think Wagyu. When it's less fat, like in this case, it's cheaper. Mince works the other way around, so the higher fat, the lower the price. Hey, keep that in mind when you go get your meat. In this case, because this is lean, because it was cheap, we added the good tallow that will bring up the good fats. I don't think there is a better fat to cook with than tallow. Because again, it's rich in very long saturated fatty acids, which basically the way our body works with them, it just suggests us to burn more fat, which is literally what you want to raise your metabolism, isn't it? And in case you're wondering, the point is, yes, I do recipes most of the time, but the other half of the time I tend to read a lot of studies and then basically translate them in simple English for everybody to understand and take proper advantage of all the metabolic and health function of keto, not just weight loss. That's good, but that's a good side effect. Right, distribute it around and leave it to sear on one side. Right, let's go in with more salt, which is always good on keto and no, doesn't cause high blood pressure. Pepper. And this is our standard seasoning, the infamous salt and pepper to pleasure. And now we go in for the proper chili punch, which in this case is going to be some taco mix, which happens to be onion, garlic, cumin, oregano, cayenne pepper, all the stuff that you like objectively. Paprika, garlic and chili would do it. Whatever you have had with some spice. I dropped the half teaspoon exactly because I knew that I had to add cayenne, and cayenne is intense. You really need to like the heat. It's the heatest that it gets. But hey, if you are on this channel, you likely know I like that. And for the occasion, the Italian hint, oregano, which is actually oregano. A stir. Ooh, look how it's seared! This is why meat and anything that needs proper frying and goldening works so well with beef dripping, beef tallow and lard. It's basically how we used to eat before the 70s and vegetable oil came in, and that's why everything looked so golden and so perfect. This is the part where it's worth adding the pepper diced. And then I stir again. Stir around, stir around, stir around. Very light coating of passata to just give it the color and the flavor, but not just watering it down. Turn again. At this point it's hot on its own, so I'm actually turning it off. Because these will actually put aside now, because we have to take care of the pastry, don't we? If for any reason more passata spilled, there is too much fat, whatever kind of situation that you want to give more substance to the sauce to become a proper sauce, add a hint, a spur of xanthan gum, and it's gonna bring the sauce together. Right, this is our beautiful filling. We set it aside for the moment. For the pastry casing, in this case, we're gonna go super easy. It's going to be fathead. So we're gonna just have some grated mozzarella, low moisture, almond flour, eggs and baking powder. Boom, done. Now traditionally empanadas are fried, so you get that golden color and crunch with the fact that mozzarella still has some fat in it, and the almonds as well. When you bake them, it will sort of have that same kind of effect, so authentic empanada all around, without the mess. If you really care about the low carb content, technically you can do fathead with the mozzarella and linseed flour. Golden linseed works really nice with savory flavors, like the savory filling inside. That's gonna basically have zero carbs, but it's a lot of fiber, so if you do it that way, drink like a camel. Here's a secret I learned about how to do fathead and how to maximize the utilization of the microwave. If you put the cheese on the bottom of a microwavable bowl, like in this case, but then you don't put it in the microwave like this, no. You take your almond flour in this case and you cover it all. Yes, the almond flour doesn't need to go into the microwave, but it will help create sort of a steam at the bottom so that the cheese will melt but will not risk to burn like it does sometimes in the microwave, doesn't it? So you just help it. Yes, the almond flour doesn't need it, but it helps the cheese this way. 30 seconds, a minute, do it in intervals of 30 seconds so that you're sure that you're not burning it, but again, the almond flour is gonna help us with that. Yeah, no, okay. See, on the sides there are no strips of mozzarella left. Hint of baking powder, just in case, because we're gonna make basically a mini calzone, so just in case the pastry rises. And because baking powder is activated by heat, we put it after the microwave. Eggs! I mean, technically, your fathead will work even without eggs. The cheese usually keeps it together enough. It's just to be sure, have more structure, and it does help, sort of a inside egg wash to give it the goldenness and the crustiness and the pastriness. Usually because you start off and it's hot, a spatula helps. Fold. When I say almond flour, fear not, this is almond grounds and it's completely fine. So technically you can make it from almonds in your own blender. These have a bit of the brownish effect because they have the skin on, so technically it's your equivalent of wholemeal flour. More fiber. I'm gonna ask lovely Sister Robin to pass me the big tray with which you will go into the oven with a silicone sheet, cookie sheet, that would help because it's gonna make sure that your empanadas do not stick to the oven tray. This is my hot and ready dough. I'm gonna make 4 portions out of this so that I already have my empanadas to be filled basically. So cut it in half. And cut it in half again. 1, 2. Bloop. And 3 and 4. What to do now? We make circles, then we fill half of it, and then we close them. Almost as if making personal pizzas. Let's start filling the first 2 because otherwise I'm not gonna fit. Delicious filling, which at this point the sauce should have condensated a bit. If not, again, that sprinkle of xanthan gum will bring it right back together. On one side, but leave a bit of the border because they will need to go together. It takes a bit to trial and error, like you can see, first to last, it goes in this direction, you can see from the look of them. If you want to overkill and you still have a hint of egg, by all means, egg wash them. They are gonna go in the oven for 15 or 20 minutes. The filling, in all fairness, it's already cooked, so if the amount of time that fathead would basically go in and cook, I would say 15 minutes, and we'll see then how it goes. And we're back! Before I show you how amazing they look, and believe me, they do properly look amazing, the only thing better might be the taste, but we'll discover in a second. Let me thank Sahil for making me take over. I cannot believe that these are the walls that now I'm between, because I'm a fangirl, openly. Like, I couldn't have lasted 7 years on keto if it wasn't for Sahil's recipes, and even when he came around to Cardiff, when he was playing here with his band, it was just too good to be true for me to meet you. So Sahil, thank you so much. I don't know what I've done, I don't know if I deserve it, but thank you for having me here. And if you guys want to see more of what I do recipes on Mondays, I do hauls and scientific videos trying to explain things on Fridays, and then every couple of weeks I host a Q&A so that you can have free access to all the knowledge that I've put together, because I really hope that I can help someone that was maybe in my situation 7 years ago. So that's what I do, basically. That's me, Ginger from Keto in the UK. Hi, and lovely sister Robin.
Hi.
If you open the video description, you will find all the links to come along pond and find us on Facebook and here on YouTube. And then there's the Facebook group where we do a slightly higher fat kind of keto, so that hopefully we can help people that had my same metabolic issues, prediabetes, stuff like that. So come along pond, always free to join us. And now, if you want to see what happened with these empanadas, well, you've come to the right place, because here they are! Ta-da! Now, there's still 4, but I just could fit 3 in here. It is impressive how well golden they have become. I can't wait to dig into this, and I think the only way that you can improve an empanada is actually with cheese. And having put the cheese inside the fathead, I don't think you can genuinely improve in this. It's pastry, but it's cheese, but it's meat, but it's chili. And now I know how things work here. So unusual as it is for my videos, because I always try not to be too enticed by the food. Let's dig in, shall we? Break! Ha! Ooh, hot still. Hot, hot, hot. Okay. Let's try, let's dig in. The onion and the pepper. They're fighting for my attention. What's it gonna be? Ah, hot. That's what's gonna be. As a student in Italy, most of my meals would be made by my colleagues in the campus, because I didn't know how to cook at the time. And the taco, empanada, enchilada, peppery, chili kind of flavor, it's really that kind of Latin flavor that I'm reminded from them. Nice. And I cannot stress this enough. I can already tell from the way that it spreads the flavor on my taste buds. The tallow is just the best thing to cook with. And again, if you want more information as to why that, I got plenty of videos about it, so come along there, pond. Sahil, thanks for having me. I have no words. Are you sure? I'm glad. Maybe I've even been in the chat now. I don't know. Thank you. I have no words. Thank you. I'm such a fangirl. Can I? Thank you. Amongst all the links that you find in the video description, there is also our Patreon. That's basically the main way that we are allowed to make videos and still make them free for everybody to watch. So when you come and become a patron of ours, you don't only support our research, but you allow for everybody who cannot afford it to have access to that information and then make educated choices about their health. So you find the link to that as well down in the description below. Thank you so very much for watching. If you have any questions, I probably am in the chat. I will come and check the comments. Feel free to come to the Facebook group. And I will see you back on Ginger's Keto in the UK. And always here with enormous love for Headbangers Kitchen. Horns up!
Horns up, and thank you, Ginger, for sharing that awesome recipe with us. Those empanadas look delicious, and I for one cannot wait to make them here, except I'll have to use water buffalo because I live in India. And ladies and gentlemen, please hit that like button so that Ginger knows just how much we love that recipe and how much we enjoyed having her here on Headbangers Kitchen. And well, if you're new to Headbangers Kitchen, we are a heavy metal cooking show that's keto all the way. You can find a whole lot of keto recipes on this channel. So make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you get notifications when I upload a new video. Anyway, thank you once again, Ginger, for being here and taking over the channel. And I will see you all on the next episode of Headbangers Kitchen. Cheers and keep cooking. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe to Ginger's channel called Keto in the UK. I'll leave a link here, and also I'll link you to some of her videos right here. Cheers. Subscribe! Subscribe!